Hey everyone, TB Shores. It is still May the 7th, 2015. I'm trying to get as many videos as I can done right now because I have had many obstacles get in the way to keep me from doing this for the last couple of days, and I just want to take the opportunity to get as many done as I can so that if anything else springs up, I know I've got a few that I'm getting loaded to you while I work out whatever has reared its ugly head. Okay, what I want to pick up on now is, and I'm going to put some links below the video. If you see that I have forgotten to put the links, my email is in the description box. Shoot me an email because I really want these links up there so you can go and see these things for yourself, okay? I think it really opens up a bigger understanding when we look at things and dig a little deeper on our own. And there is just so much detail in what I've been finding concerning New York City that I can't begin to cover it all. So if you do some homework, it's going to enlighten you in a whole new way, okay? Okay, the thing I want to get to right now is this right here. We know that New York City is made up of 5 sections. They are called boroughs, okay? The thing I want to point out about that is this right here. Borough means a fortified town, and fortified means to make strong. Okay, when we look at that in a spiritual meaning, and as I am seeing that the seat of Satan is set up there, the first thing I want to point out is this. It is about a mimicking of God. Remember that, okay? Let me get a few things out of the way here. And I meant to have my scripture ready. I'm sorry I forgot. Maybe I can figure out exactly where I'm at. Okay. We see, wait a minute, I'm going to give you a visual. I can't be at my computer right now. That's one of my obstacles. So, and I hate that because I wanted to be able to show you these things on the video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a visual here, okay? When we look at New York City, we have Manhattan, okay? And then I don't know the shapes of these. I just know that Manhattan kind of sticks out in the water there. Okay. And then we have, let's see, something like this. I'm not sure exactly. I don't think it curves around quite that much. But you get the gist of what I'm showing you. We have Manhattan, and it is kind of surrounded by these other 4. And I think we can eliminate this and say these other 4 or something like this. But you can see that Manhattan is surrounded by these 4. That's the point I'm trying to make. We have Manhattan and 4 other sections, which are Queens, Bronx, and I don't know if this is the order. I'm just Brooklyn, and what's the other one? I'll get it. Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx. Oh, Staten Island. Now, like I said, these may not be their actual positions. I'm just trying to give you an idea. We have Manhattan, and then it has these kind of all around it. And I told you how Satan is mimicking the things of God, and how that what God has shown me is I can clearly see that New York City is the seat of Satan, okay? We see that. We've already covered about the Oculus and how it's connected to the occult, how that the World Trade Center has all this imagery underneath it pertaining to that. That leads us back to the eye on the dollar, and the Trade Center is all about Trade is nothing about making money. That's all trade is, okay? How that, let's see. There's something else I was going to point out. Oh, the eye. The eye is embedded there in the underground of the World Trade Center. And we're going to look at something new that's there that's going to blow your mind, but we'll get to that later. And then we have the imagery of the eye on our dollar, and we also see the eye connects us to Shiva, the god of destruction, and that connects us to CERN. We got to keep all these things in mind. Let me pull this over here. Okay? We see that the eye connects us to the World Trade Center, to our dollar. It connects us to the God, so-called God. It is a false God. There's only one true living God. But it connects us to this so-called God, the destroyer, that stands outside of CERN. So that connects CERN to the eye as well. Okay? It is important for us to understand how all these things interconnect, because what God is trying to do is open these understandings up to us, and we'll get to that shortly. It's all about opening up the matrix, okay? Opening up the matrix. And about how Satan desires, it's about Satan's control and how he desires to be like the Most High. But it really goes beyond that. He wants to exalt himself above the Most High, okay? But the thing I want you to understand at the moment is what I'm fixing to show you in this mimicking that Satan has set up. These are Satan's strong places, okay? Manhattan is where the World Trade Center is at, where we see that Satan's seat sits. And a seat is kind of like a throne, wouldn't you say? And he's surrounded by these four. Okay, I want to show you how that mimics God. If we look in Revelations chapter 4, and we go to verse 6, and here in the King James Version, it gives us a title, The Four Living Creatures. Four, there's that four again, okay? And it says, and before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne, okay? Check it out. It's talking about the throne, and round about the throne were four beasts, full of eyes before and behind. Full of eyes and before and behind. Okay? Here we see the eye. The scripture speaks of eyes. We also see the throne of Satan, so to speak, the seat of Satan, where he has made it the catalyst by which he drew all nations in. And here are his four beasts. As I showed you, they're strong places. What are beasts considered to be? Strong. And I could dig deeper into that, but I'm not. The Lord just wants me to get the dots connected and get the understanding to you. You can dig into this just like I do. It is awesome what you find. Okay, where were we at? We were at borough, because these 5 sections that make up the city of New York City are called boroughs. 5 boroughs. Look it up. 5 boroughs of New York City. You will find that they are Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Manhattan. The seat of Satan is here, and he has these 4 strong places surrounding him. Throne surrounded by 4. Do you see this? Throne and round about were 4 beasts full of eyes. So here we see the connection to everything that Satan's got going on right there in New York City, and how he is trying to mimic God. He's trying to make himself as God. Now, the next thing I want to point out is information that I dug into concerning these 4 strong places that surround the seat of Satan. Okay? First of all, I want to cover Manhattan. And what I find here, oh, wait a minute. Sorry, let me back up a little. Queens. And when I looked up Queens, as we can see, it is the plural of queen. Okay? We know that it represents a woman, especially one of wealth. And see, there we have that idol again, that money, that wealth. Okay? And that pride. See, a queen sits pridefully, just as we saw in Revelations 18. And was it Lamentations 1? About the reference to the pride of this country. Okay, so that's Satan's first beast, the wealthy, prideful woman. Okay, can also be viewed as his wife, I would guess, because queen. I come across a reference when I was looking this up that took me back to Sheba, and and it was referring to the wives of the king of Israel. So I think Satan is trying to set himself up to appear to have a queen. It goes on to say, Queens is a goddess having supremacy in a specific realm. Okay, we know that definitely applies to Satan and his followers. I'm speaking of demons and fallen angels, however you want to categorize it, because they have supremacy in a specific realm. Okay, they have been given a realm in which they can operate and control. All right, we see how that relates to queens, and that is Satan's first beast. Okay, his strong beast. All right, Manhattan. And I guess I should have covered this first because this is where his seat is, and this just reiterates it. When I looked up Manhattan, it basically said it is the financial and commercial center of the United States. And actually, it goes beyond that. It's of the world. Although each country has their own, we see how that Satan has used the World Trade Center to draw in that lust for the dollar and that lust for prosperity that this country has. That is the whole purpose of NAFTA and CAFTA. If you don't understand that, look it up. Look it up. You'll be surprised at what you learn. NAFTA and CAFTA was what was the catalyst to enable all these countries to partake in the fornication, so to speak, and how it was taking from us to do that. Okay? So he was taken away from the blessing that God had given us because the people let it happen. Okay? Okay, back to this, where we see Manhattan, the financial and commercial center of the United States. That takes us back to the dollar. I'm sorry. I got this off of focus here. Financial part of it takes us back to the dollar. The commercial part of it takes us back to relating to commerce, which is all about the buying and selling that we saw in Revelations, and takes us back to the mark of the beast, because without the mark, we will not be able to buy or sell. Okay, I'm going to cut this off here. It's right at 15 minutes, and we'll pick up with Brooklyn when I come back.